As an athlete, your physical health is key to an active lifestyle. You depend on strength, skill, and endurance, whether you're going for the ball or making that final push across the finish line. Being your best takes time, training, and patience, but that's not all. Like a car, your body won't run without the right fuel. You must take special care to get enough of the calories, vitamins, and other nutrients that provide energy. In this video, we will discuss the best foods for athletes, which are important to maintain physical health and performing better. The role of diet in athletes' performance. An athlete's diet is not much different than that of any person striving to be healthy. You need to include choices from each of the healthy food groups. However, athletes may need to eat more or less of certain foods, depending upon the type of sport, the amount of training you do, the amount of time you spend in training, calorie count and types. Every person's needs are different. The amount of food you need depends on your age, height, weight, and sport or activity level. In general, you need to replace the number of calories you burn each day. Calories measure the energy you get from food. Most people need between 1,500 and 2,000 calories a day. For athletes, this number can increase by 500 to 1,000 more calories. Calories come in different forms. The main types are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, carbs, are your body's biggest source of calories. Simple carbs, fruits, milk, and vegetables, are easier for your body to break down. They provide quick bursts of energy. Complex carbs take longer for your body to break down. They are a better source of energy over time. Complex carbs in whole grain products are the most nutritious. Examples include whole grain bread, potatoes, brown rice, oatmeal, and kidney beans. Doctors recommend that 55% to 60% of your daily calories come from carbohydrates. Fats. Fat is another important source of calories. In small amounts, fat is a key fuel source. It serves other functions, such as supporting good skin and hair. Do not replace carbs in your diet with fats. This can slow you down because your body has to work harder to burn fat for energy. Fats should make up no more than 30% of your daily calories. When you can, choose unsaturated fats, like olive oil and nuts. These are better for your health than saturated and trans fats. Too much fat or the wrong kinds can cause health problems. It can raise your bad LDL cholesterol level and increase your risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Protein. Protein should make up the remaining 10% to 15% of your daily calories. Protein is found in foods like meat, eggs, milk, beans, and nuts. Some athletes think they should consume large amounts of protein. While protein does help build muscle, high doses won't help you bulk up. Over time, too much protein can be harmful to your health. The digestion process can put a strain on your liver and kidneys. Vitamins and minerals. Athletes need the same vitamins and minerals as everyone else. There are no guidelines for additional nutrients or supplements. To stay healthy, eat a balanced, nutrient-rich diet. It should include foods full of calcium, iron, potassium, and fiber. You also need key vitamins in your diet, such as A, C, and E. Try not to be tempted by junk foods, which are an empty source of calories. Instead, focus on lean meats and whole grains. In addition to the types of macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that athletes need to consume, there are also specific micronutrients that are important for maintaining good health and performance. These micronutrients include vitamins and minerals like iron, calcium, and vitamin D. Iron is essential for transporting oxygen in the blood, and athletes who don't get enough iron may experience fatigue and decreased endurance. Good sources of iron include lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, and fortified cereals. Calcium is important for building and maintaining strong bones, and athletes who don't get enough calcium may be at increased risk for stress fractures and other injuries. Good sources of calcium include dairy products, leafy green vegetables, and fortified foods like orange juice and tofu. Vitamin D is necessary for bone health and muscle function. and athletes who don't get enough vitamin D may be at increased risk for stress fractures and muscle weakness. Good sources of vitamin D include fortified dairy products, fatty fish, and exposure to sunlight. It's also important for athletes to pay attention to the timing of meals and snacks. Eating a pre-exercise meal that is high in carbohydrates can help to fuel the body for the workout ahead, while eating a post-workout snack or meal that contains both carbohydrates and protein can help to promote muscle recovery and repair. In general, athletes should focus on consuming a balanced diet that includes a variety of whole, nutrient-dense foods. This may include lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy products, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. It's also important for athletes to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day and during exercise. Remember, the best diet for athletes is one that meets their individual needs based on their sport, training, and goals. It's always a good idea to work with a registered dietitian or sports nutritionist to develop a personalized nutrition plan that supports optimal health and performance. A diet for athletes should be designed to provide the energy and nutrients needed to support training, recovery, and performance. Here are some key principles to consider when designing a diet for athletes. Adequate energy intake. Athletes require more energy than sedentary individuals to fuel their physical activity. The amount of energy needed will depend on the athlete's body size, training intensity, and frequency. Generally, athletes should aim to consume enough calories to maintain a healthy body weight and support their training. Sufficient carbohydrate intake. Carbohydrates are the primary fuel source for high-intensity exercise. Athletes should aim to consume 3 to 12 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight per day, depending on their training needs. Good sources of carbohydrates include whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Adequate protein intake. Protein is important for muscle repair and growth. Athletes should aim to consume 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, depending on their training needs. Good sources of protein include lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy products, and plant-based protein sources such as legumes, tofu, and tempeh.